video is about how I make the tie front shirt for Smart Doll. The pattern I'm using is a Smart Doll Culture Japan pattern that's downloadable. It's a pretty easy pattern for an advanced beginner, in my opinion. The first step is to print the pattern, and it should be printed at 100%. Here's my cutting layout. The collar, back, and yoke are only one piece, so I folded them in half and cut them along the fold line of the fabric. You need two pieces for the sleeves and the front, and the placket ties, you need four pieces. Mark your patterns. I mark the notches with little tiny scissor clips along each notch, making sure I don't go into the seam line. And it's also a good idea to mark the the neck line where you're going to sew, and any other markings that you need to do on your pattern before you start putting it together. These patterns don't come with written sewing instructions, but they come with symbols and they're pretty easy to figure out, like the grain lines and where you need to serge, where your seam line is, where your center is. The first step in sewing any article of clothing is to start by putting the bodice together. So here I'm starting with the back, pinning the yoke to the back, and I'm going to sew across the seam.
Flame Omari Beats.
Now I'm repeating the same steps for the shoulder seams. The back and the front of the bodice are done. I'll be doing some pressing and top stitching along the shoulder seams and the back yoke seam. Attach the plackets to the front. Trim your seams. And then press the seam towards the front opening. Fold the facing like this along the seam line and press.
Flame Omari Beats.
I'm marking the seam lines on the collar, and I'll be marking the seam line on the under collar and finger pressing that part. I pin the collar to the shirt by placing the collar on top of the shirt line, neckline, and then I am doing a basting stitch to help with accuracy. I'm taking out the basting stitch. Here I'm folding the undercollar up along that breast line that I made so it can look nice on the inside and on the outside. For the sleeve, I made a little stitch just to gather the fabric as I'm connecting it to the armhole. It helps to ease the fabric in, and you'll be seeing it in this section of the video.
Plain Omari Beats.
To finish the sleeve, all there's left to do is hem it and mark the pleats. And I make a little stitch on the sides just to keep the pleats in place. Once the sides are finished, the next step is bottom hem. I'm hiding my little serger tails. Stitching the hem. And after I'm done with that, I'll stitch the collar closed and then do all the top stitching along the plackets and the ties. Once the collar is closed and the top stitching along the plackets and the ties are done, that's the final step. I closed the collar and did the top stitching off camera because my video didn't come out the way it was supposed to. And I didn't want to make another shirt again just to get the video. So here's the finished product.